creak in doorless chambers, and strange and frightening sounds echo through the halls. Whenever candlelights flicker where the air is deathly still, that is the time when ghosts are present, practicing their terror with ghoulish delight. Welcome, foolish mortals, to another exciting episode of the Guys Hiding from Their Wives podcast. I am your host, Big Ben. Right here with me, as always, we have our producer, Alexander the Great.
It's a spooky episode this week.
Something's a little spooky in here, I don't know. And right here on the couch, returning to the fight, finally, balance has been brought to the force. We want to give a big welcome to Mr. Crackhead Titty himself, my man Skinny P. What's up, buddy?
I got too many good nicknames. Skinny, Crackhead Titty.
Crackhead Titty, that is
There's a story behind
There's a
that
story.
one.
We'll have to tell you.
And it involves a crackhead and a titty.
I could have guessed.
It's not just a clever name. It's really something cool. All right. Well, what's up, guys? Glad to have you guys with us. We want to send a get well to Magic Mike. Had surgery. What the hell is today? Today is when? Yeah, yesterday had surgery. Yes. So he's down and out. So we want to send a get well to him. And like we said last week, Trevor's probably dead after some of his comments he made a couple weeks ago. So
honestly, I don't even remember what he said
about the relative height of some of his.
Oh yeah, that part
didn't turn out for him. So it is Wednesday, October 17th, 2018. This will by the time you're hearing this, it'll probably be Saturday. What the hell is that? I don't even
21.
20, 21, I don't know, whatever.
20.
Whatever. All right,
20.
Saturday the 20th. There you have it. Be sure to check us out across all formats, wherever you're listening to this, obviously. But we are available on YouTube. Check out our YouTube page for that. We're available on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and as of just recently, on Google Play. So that's pretty sweet. That's a pretty sweet gig. And this is episode 15.
I know what you're thinking. We didn't say 50.
No, 1-5. But I mean, it's just crazy to me that we're already 15 episodes in. This started, probably 4 or 5 months ago? Just in a random conversation that, between you and I, just a crazy wild hair I got up my ass and a crazy idea that, hey, I want to do this. And then here we are, 15 episodes in. Number 2 for you, Skinny.
I know. We just talked about that. My last episode was your 4th episode.
July 25th.
July 25th.
That's insane.
That was a long time ago.
That's a hell of a
in
long
a galaxy
time ago.
far, far away.
Oh, nice. So speaking of that, inquiring minds want to know. We talked about this last time.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an update?
I know where it's going.
Have you seen Solo?
I have seen Solo several times.
Is it not one of your favorites?
It is one of my favorites. I have to say Rogue One and Solo, as far as the new ones.
They both knocked it out of the park.
They're amazing.
Your non-episode Star Wars movies are turning out to be the best movies.
All right, bold statement here. The non, what do you want to call them? Just like you said, the non-episodes.
Non-trilogy or
yeah. Rogue One and Solo are better than the 2 episodes that they put out. Better than 7.
I 100% can get down with that.
So
absolutely,
yeah.
Smell what you're stepping in, Playboy.
Well played, son. Well played. Whatever that stupid thing that he does with his fingers. Shout out to you, Sean Jordan, Sean Cougar Melon Jordan on Instagram. I've always wanted to say that. Thank you for giving me the chance. Shout out to the rest of you guys at the All Fantasy Everything podcast. I still love you. I still listen to you all the time. At least 33% of the people in this room are devoted listeners and followers.
That's a high percentage.
That is a high percentage. We're not going to get into how many people are in this room, but 33%. That's where we're at. So other shout-outs, random shout-out to Dr. Pimple Popper. I don't know if you've seen her stuff on YouTube.
Oh my God, you two are disgusting.
I could sit there for hours. There's something so soothing.
I hate it. It makes me want to gag.
I'm
actually just kind of gagging thinking about it.
See, and I don't get it. It doesn't make sense as to why it's so oddly satisfying to watch. Because it's gross. It is gross as shit. Our producer's about to Ralph over there. We might need to change the subject.
I love it when she gets those really blackheads that are deep in there. She has to dig out. Oh, I could watch it for hours.
Well, I'm sure we'll get into this later in our new segment at the end of the show. We'll talk about it.
And speaking of that new segment at the end of the show, we're going to try something at the end of the show. This is usually the point where we'll hit our non-shout-outs. And oh boy, do I got a couple of serious non-shout-outs today. But we're going to push that to the end of the show. Has there ever come a time in you guys' life where you just want to tell somebody just to flat out eat a dick? How many times? But for one
Countless.
reason or another,
Literally
you can't
countless.
tell somebody to eat a dick.
I was gonna say, what time is it?
well, within the last 38 seconds. But so
2.
nice. Damn it. There's only two. There's only two.
Grabbing that low hanging fruit, man.
I walked
you
right
lay him out
into it.
there, he's gonna swing it out of the park.
You're welcome for that softball. So at the end of our show, and we're going to get our listeners in on this and our followers. So if there's ever somebody that you want to tell to eat a dick, and you for whatever reason can't, well, by all means, let the guys hiding from their wives do that for you. Hit us up on our social media. Shoot us a tweet. Follow us on Twitter. That's @GuysHiding. Email the show at any time. That's 4guyshiding@gmail.com. Again, that's the word 4, not the number 4. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/guyshidingfromtheirwives. And our YouTube channel. That's 4 Guys Hiding From Their Wives. And yes, YouTube is still up and functional after the little snafu yesterday.
It was down for an hour. 1 hour. People are acting like
The
it was a
internet
national
melted
emergency.
in that
You
hour,
know how
dude.
many vines and different videos you can watch in an hour? I know I totally aged myself by saying vines. my
Hey, Vines are cool still.
They
Vines
are still
It's
cool.
Vine compilations now.
I know I love
Dude, that's
the
where you
Vine
got one of your
compilations.
probably your best nickname you've got is off of
I know.
Vine. So
It's
yeah,
your boy. Yeah.
it's your boy
I actually saw that Vine for the first time just today.
today.
Yeah.
Is
I was watching a Vine compilation in the bathroom and I was like, oh wait, I know this. Oh, skinny penis. I know this.
I know this.
Great stuff. So yeah, hit us up on any of those means. If you got somebody you want to tell to eat a dick, or if you do have a shout out, we're not just all about the negative here. Seems like it, but if you got a shout out, send it to us. We'll give them a shout out. We'll give them a shout out on that. So an update for those of you who don't know. I'm not sure if you're up to snuff on this, there, Skinny. The commitment was if we hit 500 likes, follows, whatever, between Twitter and Facebook, that my wife gets to wax my chest.
Oh,
If we hit 1,000, our producer, Alexander the Great over here, says he's going to take one too.
Originally on air, I said I would wax my butthole, but I've come to amend that because nobody actually wants to see that.
no.
Nobody wants to see
Have
it.
you
Nobody
ever
wants to
waxed
do it.
Have you ever waxed anything
No.
before?
No. I'm terrified.
I've ripped some hair off with duct tape before. But
Oh.
Multiply that by about 15 million times from what I understand.
I wanted, like, my sister over Thanksgiving wanted to wax. She just wanted to wax our noses. I wouldn't let her do
Why is that a good idea?
I don't know. I wouldn't let her do my nose, but I did let her do a part of my back, and I was like, "Oh, you can wax my back. There's some hair back there." She did one. I literally made her stop. I was like, "Nope,
Shit.
It hurts so bad."
This is not going to end well, huh?
Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure we get those likes.
Oh,
I
Great.
We're
great.
there.
Oh,
I think
well,
we're there.
That's the thing. Just make sure we get a little bit more because we need somebody else over there in this room needs to get that
Hey,
as well.
just remember, I run the business route at work.
Oh,
I'll be
you are
spread-
done.
I'll be spreading the word.
This is totally okay. I'm quite hairless. I have hair on my legs, so I think I'll be all
You're
right.
going to be even more hairless here in a little bit.
That's fine.
So yeah, but I asked my wife today when she wants to do that. So that is forthcoming, and yes, that is going to be done on camera.
Ooh.
And we'll post that on our YouTube page. So so say a little prayer for me because that's
you're
probably what's going to happen.
You're gonna scream. It hurts.
And as of the count that I just pulled up, we are 729 total followers.
We're close. Yeah.
Yes, we're almost halfway between mine and yours.
We need a quarter or 25% more people.
Yep. So get out there, smash that like button. Tell your moms, tell your dads, tell your brother, tell your sisters, tell your kids, even tell your wives. Tell your grandma if she's got the means to listen and like us up. So yeah, get on that. One other thing before we get into it. Again, this is our 15th episode, and I just want to send a huge thank you and a huge shout out to everybody that's along for this ride. Big thank you to our producer here for everything he's done. He does the hard work.
It's executive producer now.
Oh, shit, that's right. I thought we demoted you last
No,
week.
I have a placard on order. I'm gonna put it on my desk.
I told you
desk.
about it. I sent you a picture of the placard that I'm gonna
Yeah, I know. Fucker in charge of you fucking fucks. That one?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're racking that other thing up that we talked about earlier too, aren't you?
That's not going on yet.
But yeah, just a big thank you to you. Thank you to Skinny for coming along these couple episodes. To Trevor and Mike, and to our other guest hosts, Cameron, John. Just a big thank you to all you guys. Thank you to the listeners for putting up with us. I know it's a struggle sometimes, but we're glad to have you along for the ride. Big thank you to our sponsors, Price Theaters. Big thank you to the Jetman Digicade for coming on board with what they're going to have us doing down there. Big thank you to October Rage for our theme song. Check them out at octoberrage.com. Just awesome stuff. So, we talked about it just a second ago. Newest thing we got going on here, guys hiding from their wives. we're going to start a swear jar. Because we've gotten a little out of control these last couple weeks.
I have a potty mouth.
Oh, shit.
All right. See, there you have
It's
it.
fucking bullshit. That's what it is.
All right. Gee. Man, this is getting money in it already.
Don't look at me like that, you fucking cunt.
Oh,
Well, how much money?
damn.
How much
All right.
money are you talking?
So what we're looking is, the minor ones, like maybe, I don't know, because I bitch all the time, so I think we need to leave bitch alone. I don't think we can
So
do it.
I think ass and bitch and damn can all be on the same level.
I think those are all okay.
Yeah.
I think those are okay. We got to come up with one of those that'll be like a dime.
My grandma used to say that shit, damn, and hell don't count. So shit, damn, and hell shouldn't count.
Okay,
mean,
well,
shit
damn,
counts.
hell, ass, bitch.
Yeah, shit.
All right, we'll just start it at shit. We'll say shit's a quarter.
Okay.
We'll throw a quarter in every
Maybe shit
shit.
should be a dime.
No, we'll say shit as a quarter, just so we can keep this thing, because we don't want a whole bunch of loose change rolling around that thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, you're
Okay.
already at $5 right now.
Well, I'm just going to start putting in like a $10 bill at the beginning of every episode and just start racking up my credit. That's what's going to happen.
You can
But,
get Chintzy in here like a stripper, and you can
totally.
just be throwing dimes at
The
him and
cleaners,
nickels and-
that's a thought nobody wants to hear, man. And then if anybody drops an F-bomb in here, that'll be about 50 cents. And then the one that our illustrious producer just dropped for the first time ever, and is probably the
It's gonna be the
it's
only
never-
time because
yeah,
it doesn't
more
count.
than likely that one's $1. Okay, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start this probably next week, because I don't really want to keep track of it tonight because we're already over like $28.37. But we're going to keep that going, and all the money is actually going to go to a good cause. It's going to go to a charity, whether we do it for the United Way, the Angel Tree here around Christmas time. I do have a good buddy of mine, friend of the podcast, Guy Seidel. He's got his Comedy Cares fundraiser that he does every year at Christmas. So all the money that comes out of this swear jar is going to go to a good place. It's not just going to go back into our pockets for something. We're actually going to do some good stuff with it. So yeah, so that's what's going to happen. We're going to keep a running tab on that, and yeah, like I say, I'm just going to probably start throwing $10 an episode in just on credit, just because it's probably going to happen.
Pitch in early.
Congrats to whatever charity we end up choosing, because it's going to be a big donation.
All right, sports news. What's happening in the sports world? You guys got anything?
Red Sox are pretty sweet.
We don't want to talk about that shit. What the hell?
They beat the Astros Tuesday, 8-2.
Whatever.
It's up. They're up 3-1
Nobody
as
cares.
we speak.
Nobody
Currently,
cares.
As of this recording, they are winning.
Nobody cares. Let it go.
Also, this might be the last game of that series, right?
No, it's best
they-
of 7
you're right,
series.
they play
You
7.
got to win 4 games. But like I said, nobody cares. And yes, I'm still salty. Don't sit too close there, Skinny. You might get high blood pressure because of my salty ass. But yeah. Okay, well, since you wanted to talk about it, we'll go ahead and go there. In the American League Championship Series, the Boston Red Sox have a 2-1 lead over the Houston Astros at this point. Game 4 is going on right now in Houston, and the Red Sox do have that lead, so they may take that home with a chance to close it out. Over on the National League side of the ball, give me just a second to look at that. You can go ahead and you can talk about your.
Oh, I already did. There's not much other going in baseball that I've been paying
Really?
attention to.
After I just threw you that softball,
Well, I mean-
you're gonna waffle
I
on
got
that?
everything I wanted to talk about out. We can talk about how the Dodgers were doing good, and they're kind of not now.
It's kind of funny that you say that. As you say, the Dodgers aren't doing good. The Dodgers beat the Brewers tonight,
Hey, fuck yeah.
5-2.
Oh shit!
And
Ah,
the
damn it!
And the Dodgers have a 3-2 lead in that series.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know. I didn't know
Going
how
to
good they
Game
were
6
doing, so.
in Well, I think Game 6 is back in Milwaukee. So
I don't know if you knew this. Fun fact about Milwaukee. It's
Milwaukee?
actually Algonquin for the good land.
I didn't know that. Does this guy know how to party or what?
Oh my gosh. Did you spend time back there?
Oh no, not at all. None.
Not in Wisconsin.
I've
What
never
about
been-
backstage with Alice Cooper?
That I've done.
Okay. Well, just making sure.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. Other than that, not much baseball news going down. I'll be 100% honest. We talked about how salty I am. I haven't watched much baseball. Actually, I haven't watched any baseball since the debacle that we talked about last week at length that would have really racked up my swear jar count.
I mean, you did better than me. I don't think I've watched any sports in probably.
But your
2
team's
weeks.
still in it. What the hell, man?
I know. I know what's happening. I just don't watch it actively on TV. I don't have a cable subscription. I don't have a way to actually watch sports legally.
Then
And
do it illegally.
Yeah, we're all about legality here. we have not done anything outside the realms of the legal system. Not
And
ever.
by illegal, I meant,
A sick bird, an
yeah,
illegal.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Illegal. A swing and a hit.
Caca! Maybe we need a terrible pun jar. I don't know.
That is $100 every time you make a terrible
Oh,
pun.
come on. All right. Skinny, I know this is one of your favorite times of year. This is why we love October. The NBA season is upon us.
Yep.
Opening night was
yesterday.
last night.
Yep.
Any big surprises that have happened so far? I mean, first game of the season, you can't really count anything as a surprise. But what are you seeing? What are you knowing?
Nothing surprising. It's just excited to get it going. I'm really excited to see the Utah Jazz play.
Oh,
tonight
man,
in
our Jazz.
Sacramento.
So I had it asked to me. Was it last week when Mike was here that you guys asked me where I thought the Jazz were going to finish in the Western Conference?
Yes.
So, and I think I talked to you about this the other day at work.
Mm-hmm.
That I said if things go well and everybody stays healthy, I could put the Jazz at number 2 out west.
I could too.
Because you've got the usual. Obviously, the Warriors are going to win the West. I don't think there's anybody out there that doesn't fully believe the Warriors are going to win the West.
I'd like to see them not.
Yeah, so I think everybody would outside of Oakland and San Francisco. But
And I mean, that's basically just for a change of pace. I don't hate the Warriors. I don't watch a whole lot of basketball, but I know enough that the Warriors are good. And I
Well,
would just like to
they're-
see them be.
They're
we've talked
too
about my
good.
feelings
Yeah,
toward the city
yes.
of Oakland, too.
They actually have put the starting lineup of Golden State Warriors and then showed the Eastern Conference starting lineup for the All-Star
For the All-Star team, yeah.
And
And the Warriors would still beat
the
them.
Warriors would beat them, like on paper, as far as statistics are involved. That
They're
they would
they're
win.
like the New England Patriots of the NBA.
Yeah, get them out of here. I'm just
Dude.
tired of them.
I don't know who you just upset worse or who you offended worse.
Well-
Patriots, the Patriots or the Warriors, because both of them are that was pretty bad on both counts.
And I don't hate the Warriors either. I actually like Steph Curry, and
He's
They're not-
like the modern day Michael Jordan. I could totally see him becoming almost as good of a player and on that level as Michael Jordan. He's
That's
just
kind of like comparing apples to oranges, though, because I mean, you figure, Jordan was big 20 years ago.
to be fair, and it was a completely different league at the time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So in the two games, I mean, these were big games that they opened the season with. I was happy to see it. They had the Warriors and the Thunder. Of course, the Warriors won. Then the Celtics beat the 76ers last night. So
Yep.
probably the only real shocker that I'm seeing is what New Orleans was doing to Houston today. Houston, that a lot of people have as the second best team in the West. Right now, the Pelicans have a 15-point lead on them.
it's not going to happen. Carmelo Anthony, there's too many egos on that team in Houston.
That team's going to implode
It's
before.
going to implode.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony's going to have the same effect on that team he has on every team he goes to, and that is absolute dog shite.
Dog shite. Does that count? Does it count if we say shite
Maybe.
or arse?
What
Oh, wait,
about
no.
Shizen?
Ass is okay.
Yeah, I think ass is okay. I don't care.
The kids might care. Damn it! Whoever we're giving this money to is going to care.
If you're under 12 years old and you're listening to our podcast, stop.
No, well, yeah. I apologize. That's all I'm gonna say is I apologize. Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys on the spot here a little bit. We all know who's winning the Western Conference. Who comes out of the East? Realistically, I think there are maybe how many contenders? 3?
Three that I can think
So,
of.
do you want who I want to win, or
Who
I
do you think's
is
going to
going
win?
to win?
Tell me who you want to win first.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma
think-
City's in the West.
Oh, I figured they were far enough east. Well, then I don't know. Then I guess who I think is going to win is also who I want to win.
Okay, here's your Eastern Conference right here. I'll pull this up for you. And
Well, okay.
if your internet didn't suck, okay. There's your Eastern Conference teams right there.
No, never mind. It's still the same thing. It's Boston.
Okay.
I think if Boston stays healthy, they'll win it. I would like Philadelphia to win it.
I'd see, and I would like Philadelphia's got a lot of talent, man. It's just a matter of they're going to be able to put it all together.
They did pretty well last year. I mean,
It would be kind of fun to hear Philly in the championship picture, just to hear people talking about that.
well, last year,
Who are you talking about? After last year with the shit that went down with Eagles fans? Good hell, I
you're
hope
right.
Philadelphia
You are
never wins
correct. Yeah,
anything
you make a
ever
good
again.
I
God, man.
I'm
Shout out to Trey Gallione, by the way.
I'm sick and tired of Cleveland winning it. I mean, that's just because LeBron was there and he's gone, so that's not going to happen. Boston looks good, but I mean,
Screw you, Gordon Hayward.
One of the best memes I saw. Did you see that? Gordon Hayward said, "Oh, it's my first game back," and then someone said, "Hey, go out there and break a leg."
That's
That's
all.
messed up. That's messed up.
But they're a good team if they stay healthy.
Boston,
they're a good
yeah,
team.
I think Boston's going to be too tough. I'm with you. I would like to see Philly, but I think that I'm going to agree with both of you, and I think Boston is the one that comes away with the win.
And Toronto has a good chance. If Kawhi Leonard plays the way Kawhi Leonard can play, Toronto's got an amazing team.
See, and I worry that Kawhi Leonard's already checked out and got his bag packed for LA.
Yeah, he's just waiting for next year.
He's just treading water at this point. And
Do you think they even play Kawhi?
Oh, he'll play.
He'll play.
They spent way too much money on him not to play.
They're gonna try to.
They gave up way too much for him.
They're trying to get him to buy into something he probably is not going to buy into. And if he would actually play, because I don't know if you follow any of that stuff on Instagram or anything, they're hyping it so much that, oh, Kawhi is going to play Kawhi. He's going to do it the way it is. Oh, it's going to be great. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't see it, but
Let's let him play for a while and see what happens.
all right. Anything else basketball you guys got to throw out there?
Nope, just happy it's here.
Yeah, I'm happy it's here. It's time to go. NFL news. Week 7 is here. Week 6 is in the books. And just, we're starting to see who's going to be where. New England beat Kansas City. Hit Kansas City with their first loss of the season on Sunday night. I don't know about you guys. I hate New England. And as a Bronco fan, I can't like Kansas City. I mean, it makes somebody who's very important to me happy if Kansas City wins, so I'm good with that. But that game was incredible to watch. That game was just amazing. I thought New England had them done, and then Mahomes comes back again, 75-yard touchdown, but one play to Tyreek Hill ties the game again late in the fourth. And the only thing with that is you just leave Tom Brady too much time, and he's going to go and do what he always does. Stupid son of a.
It's just been an interesting football year. I think all the way around.
So just standings wise, New England and Miami are tied at 4-2 atop the AFC East. Cincinnati lost this week, so they're tied with Baltimore now at 4-2 in the Central. There's a 3-way tie in the AFC South with Tennessee, Houston, and Jacksonville at 3-3. The AFC West actually might turn into a battle because the Chiefs now sitting at 5-1, the Chargers right behind them at 4-2, and then we don't need to talk about the dumpster fire that is the rest of the AFC West.
Oh, you mean the 2-4 Denver Broncos? Is that who you're talking about?
Why? Why?
It should be brought up.
Why are you the way you are? I mean, really.
I'm a Broncos fan too, but man,
it hurts
they
bad
suck.
enough. I don't need any. Yes, and Denver's terrible. They actually did make a lot better showing against the Rams on Sunday than I thought they were going to. But again, that's pretty much been Denver lately. Too little, too late.
Although we're guaranteed to not lose in Week 10. That is 100% for sure.
Are you sure?
That's our bye week. So
Are you sure about that? But and I don't have a lot to get happy about this year. I don't have much to get excited about as a Bronco fan. But seeing Oakland get their asses beat as bad as they did by Seattle,
It feels
that
good.
gives me a little bit of joy.
it feels good.
That's really the only solace I can take. It's as bad as Denver is. Oakland's still worse. Sorry, Mike. I know you're not here to defend yourself, but
If your team can't win, it's best that your rival doesn't either.
yeah. To me, that's the next best thing to a Broncos win is an Oakland loss. I don't care who it is. So, the NFC side, Washington still holds that lead in the East at 3-2. Chicago at 3-2 in the North, with Green Bay right behind them at 3-2-1. New Orleans still just rolling over the South at 4-1 there, and then the Rams still doing what the Rams do. Again, obviously they beat the Broncos this week, so they're 6-0, the last undefeated team. So, anything really jumping out at you guys that shouldn't be there?
The Rams. Holy shit. They're doing so good. They're 6-0.
Rams
and
are, but I think it's almost expected with some of the moves they made.
Yeah, I
this
guess
offseason.
so.
And Todd Gurley's a freaking stud. Had a buddy of mine text me yesterday, maybe it was this morning, I don't even know. But he texted me and told me that his fantasy team's in the shitter, so he's going to trade Todd Gurley and Tyreek Hill to me. Hell yeah! So shout out to you. You know who you are. I don't need to give you too much credit. But
Also, Chicago's leading their division. That's pretty
Chicago
cool.
is tough. That Bears defense is playing some good ball.
It's really reminiscent of the old Chicago Bears defense.
Yeah, buddy. And we talked a little bit about that earlier.
We did, yeah.
Let's not talk about the Vikings
Okay, we
and their
will.
failure of a season that they're having so far.
Oh, do you want to talk failure seasons? We just talked about it. We just talked about it.
I'm glad that you guys kind of glazed over it, but then you started kind of trickling back to that, and I'm like, hey.
Well,
let's
now
keep
since you
talking.
bring up the Vikings, I mean, no, I'm not going to do that to you. Alex just did that to me. I'm not going to do
Yeah.
it back to you.
It feels bad.
So.
Yeah, it already did. It hurt a little bit.
No, but we talked a little bit about it. They're tied with the Packers. I mean, they're only a half a game right now out of first place. So, but I figured Minnesota was going to be a lot better than they were. Like, there was a lot of talk about that defense, and that the team was – it was supposed to be the Vikings and the Rams just rolling over everybody.
Well, the beginning of the year, they were in the power rankings. They were like what, second or 3rd, and here they are now. Are they even on the power rankings this week for the NFL? Probably not.
I don't know. I haven't got a chance to look at them. But, speaking of power rankings, I mean, obviously you've got your Rams at the top and your Chiefs at the top. And down here in the middle, you've got your Packers and your Vikings. And then down here, you've got a Pop Warner football team out of Oklahoma City. Then a little bit farther down is the empty bottle of Pepsi over there on the counter. And then you've got the Broncos and the Raiders below that.
Oh,
You think I'm kidding? It's horrible. It hurts, man.
That's a hot take. That is a real hot take on the Denver Broncos.
We're just lucky I left out a certain school that gets brought up way too much on this podcast. I'm not going to get into that again. So, the NHL season, we've talked about a little bit. Who cares? Like I said, I think we're like 48,207 games into the season.
I was actually talking to a buddy about mine this morning because through work, a bunch of us got free tickets to go to the Grizzlies game. And I'm not a huge fan of what is it? It's not technically minor league, is it?
Yeah, it's basically the minors. I don't even know what the league's called anymore.
It is not.
It's not the NHL.
Yeah,
We know
it's
that.
not the NHL.
It's the next tier down. It's like AAA baseball.
But I mean, I kind of don't care about like the Grizzlies or any other minor league team. But the fucking Golden Knights, I'm so excited.
Go
They're
Vegas.
So close.
Go Vegas. And the sad thing is they played the whole season. I was actually there when they had the expansion draft in Las Vegas. I was there that week, and I still haven't been to a game yet. So.
As excited I am to go to a Golden Knights game, I hope Washington gets their two-peat. I want them
You
to
know what?
win it again.
No, it's
I want it so bad. I don't even like hockey, and I want that.
just because that cheap bastard who takes people's heads off. And
No, not
gets
even
suspended.
that shit.
Screw that guy.
Washington can.
He might be a candidate for our end of the episode segment.
I think it would be just so awesome to have a two-peat again in hockey since like.
Well, yeah,
70s.
it hasn't happened for a while anyway. I don't know. I'm not big on hockey, so I don't know too much about it.
I mean, I'm not either. I know Las Vegas now because I've kind of taken it upon myself because they're close and I like them a lot. And since Washington won last year, I've kind of jumped on that bandwagon and I like them.
All right, fair enough. Moving on. I know we've talked about it briefly. We've got NASCAR playoffs. They are in this weekend at Kansas Speedway is the elimination race again, where they're going to cut it down to 8 drivers. Chase Elliott has locked himself in as he won at Dover.
Fun fact: Chase Elliott and I are the exact same age. We share a
Are you
birthday.
serious?
And we're born the same year.
That is ridiculous. That's horrible. And this guy's out there winning races, competing for the NASCAR Sprint Cup.
And here we are recording a podcast. In
well,
my
so that's it. He's how much younger than me, and I can pretend I drove a race car.
you drove a race car. Not well.
Not
you
very
drove
well,
it.
but I drove it. That's for damn sure.
I'll write race car on your car, and you can say I drove my race
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll draw a number on your nice Ford Freestyle.
car. There you go.
My wife would kill you
We'll
guys.
paint a nice 69 on the side.
Ha, nice. So, yeah,
68,
so
'cause then
Elliott.
you owe her one.
Yes. Can we do it 70 and she can owe me one?
Either way.
All right.
No,
all right.
that's not how that
Is that-
works.
come- all right. All right. Whose side are you on anyway?
I'm pretty neutral here.
You're
I
with
just-
you're
I
one of
know
the
how
guys hiding here. Come
I
on,
know
man.
how your household works. I've been there.
All right. Well played. Well played, sir. But yes, Chase Elliott has advanced into the next round, as has Eric Almirola. He won last week at Talladega in the 43 car. It was good to see that get back into victory lane for Richard Petty at Motorsports.
Oh, okay. You were looking
yeah.
at me like, oh, 43, that's a big deal. I honestly
It is a
didn't-
big deal.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of racing.
All right. Fair
I know
enough.
24,
Fair enough.
48, that's about it.
All right, fair enough. But as it looks, it almost looks like your top 8 at advancing is going to be locked in. Looks like Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, and Alex Bowman are going to be the ones going home, unless one of those 4 wins this week at Kansas. So that will leave Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Kurt Busch, Eric Almirola, Clint Bowyer, Martin Truex Jr., and Chase Elliott as the ones competing for the championship. So we'll keep you posted there. One other sports note before we move into the second half of our show. The WWE had their 1000th episode of SmackDown Live last night. I don't know much about it, but that's just a big milestone, so
I
congratulations
mean,
to them.
1,000 episodes.
That's impressive, man. Hey, I'm excited that we're
They
here
go
at 15. Could you imagine?
They go every week.
Yep.
Every single week for 1,000 now.
And you know what? Those are 1,000 episodic episodes. Yeah, I went there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that shit I said that last week. I said,
A
I don't
couple
really
weeks
watch the episodic episodes of wrestling, but blah, 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 blah.
It was pretty redundantly redundant.
Yeah.
All right, so that's about it for the sports news. Come on back with us in the second half. We're going to continue our discussion from last week. We talked about you weren't here with us. I hope you listened, man. At least we talked about video games and what's great and which ones we like. And again, we are 9 days away from the release of Red Dead Redemption 2. Holy shitballs! I'm
so
about to pee
excited.
myself. And well, I was going to say I might be off that day, but we know how well that works at the place we work.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be sick that day.
Well, I can't. But that's neither here nor there. But I was hoping I was going to be off that day. We'll see. Hopefully the luck card will be in my favor on that one. But yeah, we talked video games and what our top 5 were. We're going to take that we're going to expand that a little bit. And tonight we're going to talk about the best video game franchises, if you will, or video game series. So probably not much in the way of console or cabinet games, because they don't usually have too many. I guess you could call Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Yeah,
then,
yeah, I
but-
would totally agree. I would
All
totally
right, we'll talk about them. We'll talk about them too. So, you guys got anything else you want to throw out from the sports standpoint of things? Nothing. Nothing jumping out your fancy. No tennis you guys want to talk about, or golf?
No, Tiger Woods won a championship. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. That was impressive.
I feel like we already talked about that, though.
Yeah, I did see a video of a robot hit a hole in one. I don't know how they did it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, too. It was
It's
awesome.
actually pretty cool.
They're gonna take over the world.
Their bastards are taking over. I saw a
Watch
thing
out.
that said they're teaching robots how to shoot guns. I'm like, oh, that's a fucking brilliant idea. Good hell, man. Why is it? In what universe?
Can I just give you $5 right now and just go off for a second about that? That's stupid.
Just put that $5 in
Haven't
the
they
swear jar.
seen any of the Terminator
Well, yeah.
movies?
Yeah. I said somebody commented on that post, said, damn Skynet.
Yeah. Oh.
So, yeah, so come on back, second half. We're going to talk some more video games. Go grab a drink, grab a sandwich, grab a burger. Damn it, I'm hungry. I gotta start eating before I come here and start talking about all this food. But go do all that. You do that. We'll do this. We'll come back at you in 2 and 2. bruvs, and welcome back to another episode.
Oh my god, no.
What?
No.
I'm doing it right proper, bruv. No?
They just found out, Governor, that there's some friends out there in the UK.
Oi, bruv.
They've got to hear this podcast.
We've got to appeal to all our
Bloody
fans.
hell.
Is that what we're doing? Are we from New Zealand?
No, not really.
I'm not really sure
Maybe
where
a
the hell I'm
little.
from.
My accent will change. I'll start out in England and Britain, and then it'll move to Australia. And
Like,
then,
I can do a
Like,
really
we've been
good New Zealand accent.
downgraded.
We've been downgraded.
We're having a great time around here.
Oh,
I wonder what the crazy Scotsman would think about that.
why do
hate
the
you.
Irish drink like that? It's like they don't want to live.
I apologize to everyone of any ethnicities that we offended just now.
Well, they're probably back there going like, "Oh, well, I can't understand those hicks anyway."
Like, damn, that's like us, and you get a hillbilly.
Like,
from
I wonder if
Mississippi.
they write stuff down with a pen.
So yeah, I have no idea what the hell just happened when we came back. It just seemed like yeah,
It was like, no big deal, right?
it was right proper, bro.
Just go.
We
with
we
it.
laid it out. We see that was just it. I started from like I was British, and I went to Australian, just like like nobody's business.
I've got 3 words. Like New Zealand.
And mate, I can't forget mate.
Mate's pretty easy.
I
Oh,
might.
shit.
I've got a story.
mate.
I've got a story I'm gonna tell y'all about the time I was in the Outback Steakhouse, but it's not for this podcast. It'll be for another time.
Is this similar to the time that when you were in Vietnam? Is this similar to that story?
Pretty close. Pretty
Okay.
close.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about Vietnam.
I thought you were. I was hoping you'd go into it. But
The Giacomo and Hernandez don't want me to go into it. Okay.
if you're
How
in the
dare
whole
you.
Vietnam spiel, has he gotten into that for you?
Who?
His Vietnam spiel.
Oh no.
All right, we can talk about that. We'll talk about that on mic too. It's pretty offensive. But no, seriously, to all our veterans out there who did serve in Vietnam, World War II, seriously, we love you. Thank you for all you do and everything. you do.
Backpedal.
I got to, man.
foot out of mouth.
to.
Foot out of mouth.
I've never been a media personality before. I don't know how to handle this shit.
I'm just gonna say, when your Senate race in about 10 years, this shit's gonna come out.
Great. We're gonna have to delete this recording because I'm
Yeah.
gonna be.
We'll have to delete all these recordings.
I think if any one of these is ever heard by anybody with any influence, we're screwed.
None of us can run for public office ever.
ever in any country, especially not Australia, New Zealand, England, or Ireland, or any of those.
They might be okay with it.
They might be, man.
Stop. No more. Stop.
That American. What about my Pittsburgh from a couple of weeks ago? Like, that American had a killer accent. He did a good impression. So okay, before we get going, do you ever wonder, like,
Nope.
the
Sorry.
British people, like, when if they're like recording if they're recording a podcast, I imagine there's some
Talking
podcasts.
about footy.
Yeah, if they're doing anything in Britain, maybe do the Men in Blazers when they're getting ready to start recording? Do you think they ever be like, "Oh, hey, my name's Ted. I'm an American."
I'm going to my apartment.
I like macaroni and cheese.
Oh, let's go have a cheeseburger, Bill.
And put gas in our car.
Oh, this went south so fast. All right, next week's episode:
Oh my God! Stop.
top 5 accents.
Well, I've only got one, mate. Okay,
And you did it right, proper, bruv.
It is time to stop.
It is time to stop now.
Like,
Back.
bring it down
I
a
could
level.
really offend our Indian brothers.
No, which Indians?
Not
Wait,
me.
yeah, which
Because I hit a couple of them pretty hard a couple weeks ago, man.
Also, I think you just did it by asking that question.
Son of a bitch.
Notice I didn't say Native American.
Oh, you talk. Are you going to talk about the time that I asked?
Where's the delete
Because I kept
button?
hearing about this New
How do we
Delhi.
delete this?
Oh, there's a delete button right here.
No, straight up, I kept hearing about this New Delhi, and seeing all this stuff about New Delhi on the news, and I got excited because I wanted a sandwich. I didn't know they were talking about the city. Freaking hell!
Oh, man.
This is going across the
I
world.
have an uncle that's from India, and I used to call my mom and I'd go, "Hello, Alice, how are you? How are you doing today?" my mom would be like, Ravi, is that you? Yes, Alice, this is Ravi.
Oh shit! You win. You win. I tap. Okay, Calvin wins the top 5 accents list.
That's much love to my Uncle Ravi.
All right, shout out to Calvin's Uncle Ravi. If you're listening, much love to you. If you're not listening, somebody go tell Uncle Ravi we say what's up. All right, guys. Back on topic here. Video games. We talked last week about our top single. Where the hell are you going? You gotta go. That's why we take the mid-episode break is to pee. Didn't you hear Calvin complain about the asparagus? Honestly. So, yeah. So we talked, I hope you listened last week, man. We talked about video games. So just really quick, what's your top video game of all time? Just one.
Oh my
Not your
gosh.
series. Just if you had to pick one. Because since that's what we talked about, we want to get your input on this.
Oh my gosh. My top video
And
game.
it can either be console or cabinet arcade style, whatever you want to do.
Oh my gosh. That's a big one.
we had like a week to prepare for this to put our list together.
Oh,
I just hit you with it with like 30 seconds. Like, give it to me now.
I don't know if I can come up with just one.
Sorry, there was no new host in there for you to pee on.
That's okay. That's okay.
I don't know.
All right, we'll give you time to think about it if you want to come back. Then.
Yeah, we'll have to come back to that because I have to think about that.
I just hit him with asking what his favorite video game of all time was.
That's a big question because there is.
We had like a week to
millions
prepare
of
for it,
games.
man.
There's different types of games. There's
Basically, the criteria I like to think of is which game do I go back to the most often, which game do I have the most fun with when I go back to it, and which game did I have the most fun with the first time I played it. That's kind of how I get my favorite video game.
it's gonna take me a minute.
All right. Well, yeah, we talked single games last week, and we're gonna move on, and we're gonna talk about franchises, video game franchises. Now, I got a funny story when we get into this because I posted this out there. I should have posted it sooner so we could get some listener response. But check us out on social media. Hit us up with what you think is your top video game franchise. I asked my wife this, and I asked her what hers was, and she's like, "It's like you don't even know me at all if you have to ask that question." So I'm gonna tell you this story. Okay, this past, I think it was this summer. It may have been last summer. When did it come out? And you know exactly what
Last
I'm talking
fall.
about.
It was last fall.
Okay, my wife
My wife.
went and bought a PlayStation 4, okay, just so she could have the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy on it. She went and bought an entire console just so she could play Crash Bandicoot again.
I can get on board
I lied.
with that.
I lied. It was last summer. It was June.
Okay, so it was was it like 2017?
Huh?
I've had it that long?
Yep.
Wow. All right. So yeah, she bought a PlayStation 4 just for the Insane Trilogy. Like that is no lie. That actually happened.
It's a good game.
It is. It was a lot of fun. See, and I never was much into Crash before.
No.
And yes, he is a bandicoot, not a fox there, you mouse Finbar zoologist. Yeah, I'm looking at you. You yelled at me last week.
Yeah, I know.
Because I call him a fox.
Yeah, he's a bandicoot.
Well, I got that, but I said he was like a fox kind of thing. And I was trying to explain to him why he wasn't Tails from Sonic.
I mean,
There's going to be more outrage
Tails
about
might be a
that than
bandicoot
about
as well.
your accents.
Probably. I just offended more people with that one than...
hot take: is Tails from Sonic a bandicoot?
I don't know.
he's
What
a
the hell
hedgehog.
Tails
Oh, no.
No,
is.
Tails isn't.
No,
Tails is a
isn't.
fox,
I don't know
isn't
what
he?
Tails is.
I truly don't know what Tails is. You are correct.
Okay, I'm going to look that up. I'm gonna
I
see
know
what it is.
Knuckles is an echidna. That I know.
I thought they were all hedgehogs.
No.
Are echidnas native to Uganda?
What?
Yeah. Knuckles is Ugandan. Didn't you know that?
I don't think that's true.
Do you know the way?
Oh my god.
Yes! I just broke our producer.
I want to stop this recording and leave. This is my house, and I'm leaving.
Shutting the
Got him
lights
so
off.
mad he just
Get
leave
out.
his own house.
Shutting it down.
All right. So I don't know that we're going to have as much time as we want to get into to our top 5 franchises. There is one that you and I talked a little bit about this. I don't know if you're big on this franchise, Skinny, but we're going to get your thoughts too. Red Dead Redemption. Okay? There was a game that came out how many years before this thing
I
came
want
out?
to say 2001 or 2002. I'm gonna look it
A
up.
game called Red Dead Revolver came out. And you know, it is, I guess, considered the same franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no direct reference to Red Dead Revolver in it?
2004,
For Red Dead Revolver,
Mm-hmm.
and then Red Dead Redemption was 2009.
2010.
I thought, yeah, okay, yeah, 2010. So, but like, there's no direct reference to it aside from the Red Dead in the name. So, but I mean, we talked about it. Direct references don't necessarily make or break the qualification of if it's a franchise or not.
I wouldn't think so.
Well, and I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate later. We're going to get into that too. But so, I mean, aside from just a namesake, is there anything else about it that makes it an actual franchise? Now, obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to make it a franchise with the first one just because it's a prequel.
Well, you're going to have to see when I give you my list because there's some in there. I don't know if you're going off of that. I don't know if you'd consider them a franchise.
Well, and that's exactly it, because just for, what I would have had as number 5 on my video game franchises, there is not really a direct reference from anything to Newt.
At least not to the. If it's what we talked about the other day, not from game to chronological game, but they have series that are chronological.
Yeah, no, not that one. Let's talk about my number 5, and it's your number 1 game of all time. Fallout New Vegas. There's really no reference to Fallout 4.
Yeah, I mean,
or back and forth at all.
There is, but they're buried in terminals. They're hard to find in the game. They're not like main story. All the main stories and the character you play as are totally separate from game to game.
So,
I would say that is because it's the same company.
Same universe, theoretically.
Yeah,
Same world, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
You make a good point, yeah.
Because Assassin's
again,
Creed
there are no
technically
references to any of the others.
Well, that's not true. That's
Well,
not,
from like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3, yeah. But like from what you've got now with Origins, there's not really any reference to.
Once the whole Desmond storyline was over, you're right, they've kind of gone away from.
Yeah. So again, that's kind of like the other thing we talked about, where there's storylines in storylines. I have no idea what the hell I just said. I don't even know.
It made sense.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad it made sense to you guys because I don't know. But yeah, just a couple of honorable mentions I wanted to talk about. Battlefield. I know a lot of people love Battlefield. Didn't make my list because it wasn't one I got into. And that's, to me, almost feels like the PlayStation Xbox debate. At this point in time, there's not one that's better than the other. It's a matter of personal choice.
Yeah, it really is.
Is from Battlefield and Call of Duty.
I recently just got Battlefield 1 for $5, and that game's actually super fun.
Battlefield 1 was really good.
I never played it because I'm more of a Call of Duty guy. And
I used to play Battlefield, and I used to play the multiplayer online, and it's okay. It was fun. It's fun.
It's a totally different experience because in Battlefield you have 32 on 32 big team battles on massive, massive maps. That is a totally different experience compared to your Call of Duty 6v6.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. All right, fair point. So I just want to give them an honorable mention. The WWE series, the 2K series. I haven't played much of the later ones. I really want to play 2K19. It looks pretty freaking amazing.
Those games are garbage.
Whoa.
Okay,
Tell us how you really feel.
I just did.
God, man.
I like wrestling. I wish those games were good, but they're not. They're just hot garbage every single year. None of them are good. The only reason they're even popular is because they're the only WWE game. But they've had the same engine since 2010, and they're not good. None of those games are good.
So you're saying THQ needs to throw its hat back into the ring and get back into it?
No, because it's the same engine
Is it
THQ
still
is
THQ?
using. Yes.
Wow.
No, it's
All
not
right.
THQ anymore, but it's the same engine. They haven't really changed it. It's the same thing. They all feel like shit. They look really good.
Even going back to the N64 days?
No. That's when
Those are the ones I'm talking about. THQ needs to get back in the ring and throw that in there.
Well, because THQ made all the SmackDown versus Raws, and they haven't changed since then.
Yeah, fair point.
But those games aren't good. I don't think so, anyways. Those games are hot garbage.
I've never had fun playing one.
No, yeah, because they're bad.
They are. They're horror.
All right, fair enough.
They play like garbage. They feel
Okay,
like
we
shit.
got
They
it. You don't
feel
need to make me feel like shit for picking them.
It's a solid franchise. They keep pumping them out year after year. Every year, it's like Madden, FIFA, WWE. They're going to come out every year. They're going to have new people in them. But they're not going to be great. they're going to be the same thing as they were
I
last year.
disagree. FIFA 18 was incredible. I really like the last couple FIFAs.
But you played FIFA 17 as well, and how different was 18 to 17?
It's the biggest ripoff in gaming.
What if you paid $100 for one FIFA game and they just updated it with all the new players and all the new rosters every year?
That'd be nice. I'd go for that.
I mean, that
But
seems like a way better deal than paying $60
and I'm going to
every
go
year.
back to the FIFA 17 and FIFA 18 point because I like what they've done with the Alex Hunter storyline. Because the storyline in FIFA 18 was a continuation of what happened in 17, and it was a completely different thing, and I thoroughly enjoyed that.
And see,
But as far
I
as
think
just
you are in
doing
the minority of people who do that stuff. I feel like the majority of FIFA players jump right into the Ultimate Team stuff.
yeah, oh yeah, because that's the world we live in. It's all online multiplayer, player versus player gaming.
That's the moneymaker is FIFA Ultimate Team. That is where they get you.
And Madden's going that same way now. Madden used to be awesome. The Madden series used to be amazing.
Well, and even like the NCAA games, I mean, they were the same, but they ran on like the previous year's Madden engine, so they always just felt kind of slow and kind of shitty compared to the Madden game of that year.
Well, and plus your USC players didn't get paid enough. So
No,
they,
yeah.
They do complete shit. All right. So basically, the EA Sports and the 2K games are just shit.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. They have a place. I see where they fit in. They're for a more casual gaming audience who buys probably 1 or 2 games a year. You are part of that audience.
That's me. That's me to a T. You know what I mean? I know what I like, and that's what I stick to.
And I think they fit perfectly into that niche. But as a game franchise, I don't think they're great. I mean, at all.
So the same argument technically could be made for Call of Duty, right?
I mean, but there is drastic enough changes every year to Call of Duty because the games are always look better. The stories are always different. And when they have one, the multiplayer is largely similar, but it's not the same. I've played every Call of Duty so far, and obviously there's some that I don't like, and there's some that I like more than others. But they're different enough that I want to come back every year and try the new one. With FIFA and Madden, I can play Madden 08 and have a similar experience as I could with Madden 18.
All right. Fair point. Okay. What do you got to say over there? Anything you got to throw in there?
Not about those games.
Okay, well, talk to us about what you got. What do you like as far as the
that's
franchise?
what I mean. I play totally different games. I'm much more into like the quest games and
Like RPGs and stuff like that.
Yes.
Have you
Okay.
played Dragon Age?
yes, that's
God,
my number
okay.
5 is Dragon Age.
Nice. Okay,
Dragon Age
okay.
is an amazing game.
They're very big games.
They're
is
very
what they
big,
are.
and
God,
you can
see-
play it multiple times and get a different ending
And if you
depending on what you decide to do in the game.
Or how you build your character, or what race you pick, even.
Yeah, and there's certain things you can't do one time because if you're a warrior class, you can't do it if you're, say, a mage or something the next time. You can't do the same things in the game that you could do as a warrior. Or
And I will say that I've only played Dragon Age Origins.
okay, they're all good. I've played them all. I have them all.
I know a fair amount about them because I have a friend who's in love with those games. He's the one who talked me into buying Inquisition, which I haven't done yet, but I'm going to.
It's a good game. And Dragon Age 2 was not as fun just because the gameplay itself, it looked really different. It still plays the same, but it looks more not right, if that makes sense. Like
I
it just
get what you're saying. It doesn't fit with the rest of
it
them.
doesn't fit with all the rest of them. Have a certain look to the way everything looks, but then Dragon Age 2 but it still plays fun. So it's still fun to play.
I mean, it's almost like the Philips CDI Sega game or Zelda games.
Mm-hmm.
Those are technically Zelda games, but they're garbage.
Mm-hmm.
They're shit.
All right.
So that's it. That he just named my number 5 is
Okay.
Dragon Age.
Did you put a top 5 together? Or?
Oh no, I just kind of want to talk more about my favorites. So we'll get there when we get there.
Okay. My number 5, the franchise is Fallout. And we've talked about, how much you love New Vegas and how great it is.
I love
Fallout
all
4
of the
was
Fallout
incredible.
games. I have played almost all of them. I haven't played 2 or Tactics, but
I'm excited for 76 just to see what it's about. I know it's not going to be the same kind of thing, but yeah, I'm more of that kind of a shooter guy. So, what do you got number 4, Wise Man?
Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, that was good stuff. I
I'm
played the very first one, like on the original Xbox when it came out.
I'm actually currently playing the first one on my PC, like right now.
Yeah, it's
Well, no, you're recording a podcast
Well,
right now.
you are correct.
it's so much fun, and it really upsets me that they're canning their newest one.
Those games hold up too. Like
They do.
I'm
Oh,
playing
yeah, oh,
it
yeah.
now, and that game came out in 1999 or something like that.
Yeah, it's way old. I was playing the first. Well, it was actually Knights of the Old Republic 2. I was playing that on my Xbox 360 because it was one of the few that was compatible. And I mean, I would go back to it and play it a lot. And even though it ran slow and the graphics weren't that great on it, I loved it.
Also,
Loved that game.
those were BioWare games, just like Dragon Age was.
Mm-hmm.
I think we might just like BioWare games.
I do like BioWare games.
Do you like Mass Effect?
Yes.
Okay,
I love
yeah.
Mass Effect. Yep, I do.
Okay.
Also, it was 2003. I was wrong, but
Damn, that's a big gap there.
4 years.
Well,
I mean,
well, when did Knights of the Old Republic 2 come out?
I don't know, 2005 probably.
That was a good one too. I really liked that one. My number 4 is the Call of Duty franchise, and I'm just gonna go ahead and lump them all in because every of the inside that one, the little franchises, if you will, have their ups and downs.
2004.
You know what I mean? You've got your Black Ops in the Call of Duties. You've got your Modern Warfares. You've got your Infinity Ward shit.
I mean, they did Modern Warfare. You know that, right?
Infinity Ward did?
Yep.
What the hell happened with Ghosts?
Who knows? They tried to do something different. Because Modern Warfare 3
Failed.
did that storyline, and it just kind of fell flat on its face.
Yeah, the Modern Warfares were really good. I really liked the Black Ops. I'm excited to play Black Ops 4. Was hoping to get some time to play it today, but, you know, again, we talked about what happens when you try to plan on some things. Quick update. Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog is a kitsune. Do you know what a kitsune is?
It's like a cat type thing, isn't it?
Kitsune is the Japanese word for fox.
Wow. Okay.
So he's a fox with 2 tails.
Well, there you go.
So there you have it. And funny story, his real name
Is Miles
Miles Prower.
That's what it is. Yeah.
it cracks me.
I
Loved it.
like how much you like that.
I enjoy that way more than I should have.
I want to. What about Sonic? Those games were good. Then they were really bad.
Like the first 2 were good, and then after that they just lost me.
Well, Sonic and Knuckles was like revolutionary at the time. You got to put that second little cart thing in there. You got to plug your Sonic 2 into the top of that.
Hey, Nudie, wait. Yeah, I did it again. You gotta quit bringing Knuckles up just because I'm an
like 3D Sonic games. They're not good. They're kind
No,
of like
no, they're not.
pandering. They released one last year, I believe, called Sonic Mania. That's kind of like a callback to old 2D Sonic games. That game is so much fun.
Well, that's what they needed to do. They just needed to stick with what worked.
Well,
That was kind of how we felt about Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong 64 is really good though.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't like it as much. I mean, Donkey Kong was that was what it was. It was Donkey Kong.
I mean, and then you had Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
Those games are good. What are you on about? What?
All right.
Donkey Kong Country is so good. It's got some of the best music in like.
But the music
that
was
generation
incredible.
of
I will give you the
games.
music. Yeah. Okay.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
I have a
Donkey
feeling
Kong
after
with
hearing
his
what you guys are
conky
saying
dog.
about some of these games that my number 3 is not going to be one of your favorites.
Oh, we want to hear it. What do we got?
Hit me.
Gears of War.
Those games are good.
Yeah, I like Gears.
I like
I had a
them
good-
all.
yeah, I like
The only
Gears.
one I didn't like was Judgment. Wasn't that great?
That game that almost doesn't count because
Yeah.
it wasn't it wasn't numbered. It should have been a
No,
DLC for
it
Gears
was
3.
Yeah,
it really should have
it
been.
wasn't its own thing.
But I cannot tell you how many late nights there was. Gears of War 3. I tried to get every single achievement. I tried to get.
And that game was hard when you
It
played it on the
was-
highest difficulty.
No,
it was
so
impossible.
hard. And so many options because you could do the Horde. You could do online like co-op play through the whole map. You could.
I
do
remember
just the
doing co-op play with some of my friends, like just playing through that whole Gears 2 storyline with one of my buddies. That was some of like the best gaming times I've ever had.
And what I like about it that's different than like Call of Duty or even Battlefield was I felt like you had to be more technical with your fighting. You couldn't just run and
As
gun.
opposed to just run in there and
Yeah,
just
you
shoot
had-
shit
well,
out of
Because
it.
the locusts, they will kill you. They will literally murder you, no problem.
Yeah, you have to use your cover. You have to use strategy as far as like how you like someone has to cover you while you're moving forward. You can't just run.
They also are really cool the active reload mechanic. That was pretty innovative, and nobody's really done it since.
Oh, it's Gears of War 3 was my all-time favorite, especially for a multiplayer, for co-ops, all that kind of stuff. And so much trash talking.
I like Gears 2. Gears 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, mine was Gears 3 out of that whole series. Gears 3 really turned it on and kicked it for me.
I did and then everybody, when Judgment came out, they wanted it to just be Gears 3 again, and Gears of War 4, I think it holds up.
I
like
actually played it. I got it for free when I got my Xbox, and I gave it to my brother-in-law because I didn't want to play it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a big game.
It's a big game. And I still haven't beat it yet.
It's good. It's
I was
going.
just seeing if it. Well, I was seeing if it worked from the back side of the microphone.
No, not really.
Okay.
I've already tested that.
We've already figured out.
I was just trying to play it.
You can't just tap things on the backside and hope it works out.
Oh, but you can. You can if you do it right. If you tickle it just right, you can.
Jesus.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about microphones and technical capabilities. And
Me too.
yeah. Okay. My number 3, and there needs to be a caveat here. If it hadn't been for my top 2, it would be higher just for the simple fact I do not like role-playing games. I've never liked a role-playing game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not quite, exactly as your typical, like your...
I mean, you don't level up and get skills.
Yeah.
I can see your list. So,
But, yeah, well, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't like this kind of game. But this series is good enough to make me like it enough. And that's the Legend of Zelda series. Amazing. So much fun to play. It holds up. I can go play the Legend of Zelda, the first one, right now. And still enjoy it.
Well,
I've done it recently, and it's still good.
Yeah, it's still great.
Oh yeah. We'll talk more about that in just a second.
Okay, but yeah, and see, I've never been an RPG guy, and even though it's not that exact style, Zelda is good enough that it makes me enjoy it. That I like.
Mine is there's a couple that aren't great. Like I said, the Philips CDI ones that are technically actual Zelda games.
Like you talked about, do those really even count?
Well, I mean, that was kind of in the point when Nintendo was like, we're going to license out our stuff to whoever wants it. So that's when we got the Super Mario Super Show, all those Philips CDI Zelda games. There was a couple Mario games on there as well. Also, the Philips CDI, that's a fucking thing. It's a weird piece of equipment.
Just like that shelf over there. That's a fucking thing too.
I mean, it's a different fucking thing than that. It was like the first foray into disc gaming,
thing, huh?
but they were
more like that one a proper browser.
Yeah, but they were more of a choose your own adventure because basically it was just playing a video from a disc instead of actually playing a game on a disc.
Yeah.
Speaking of, if you have a Philips CDI, please send that in. I want to play one of those. I will play
there
that.
You have it. We'll even pay for the shipping. I know some good people in the shipping business. We'll
We
take
can
care
make
of
something happen.
Yes. All right. What's your number 2 over there, Mike?
Number 2, I might take some crap for.
That's all this podcast is giving everybody shit about something.
Any Lego game.
Okay,
I love the Lego games.
they're all incredible.
They're so much fun, dude. Like the Lego Star Wars saga.
All of them.
Oh my gosh.
All of the Lego Star Wars.
I've got a caveat to that. Lego Marvel is not great. There's a lot of shit going on in that game, and they're trying to get every superhero in there. So they give them a chapter, and it doesn't end up being good.
He's over there tapping on the computer, clicking shit.
I'm not tapping on the microphone.
No, you were on the computer. I was just waiting for you to hit
Lego
the mouse
Indiana
key
Jones, Lego Star Wars,
Lego Indiana Jones was so great.
Lego Harry Potter,
dude, Lego Batman.
Lego Batman is amazing.
That's one of those games that it doesn't take a whole lot of my thinking to play it. I can just
Those are my favorites.
I can just play it and it's fun. There's lots of stuff to do, and they've got the whole world atmosphere where you can roam around and look at things, and I like it.
Also, they have really good licenses. They have huge licenses. They have huge titles like Lego Indiana Jones. They're the only one that can get that.
Yeah, you're never going to see another Indiana Jones like that.
No. And that's awesome.
Do you count the old PC Lego games like Lego Island and Lego Racers and stuff like
Lego
that too?
Game. If it says Lego in front of the game,
It's got that big red brick on there.
I'm on board.
Calvin's got the Duplo game from back in the day.
Yeah. Hey, what about it?
I had it too. Don't worry about it.
Was there actually a Duplo game?
No.
Oh, that
That
sounds
would
like a
be
thing
awesome.
they would make.
Okay, somebody get on that. Make a Duplo game. We want to play this. It's like 3 blocks, and that's all it is. Bloop, bloop,
Yeah,
bloop.
yeah, but
Game over.
Lego's
You
just
win.
fun.
No,
Lego's just
Lego
are
games
fun.
are so fun.
They're simple, like just chill and veg out, and I'm gonna play video games for 6 hours, but it's gonna be a Lego game.
and it's gonna and because
and I'm gonna have fun doing it.
Yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be a blast. And I get to run around as a superhero, or I get to run around as
It's Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, and it's fun. So it's fun.
I think the best is like when you kill one of your partners playing with you, and they
they
just
just
bust up into like little
Yes.
bunch of Legos.
well, and I also
I'm kind of a sick bastard, but I
well, and I'm a big thing about like getting 100% on things, and so I love
well, there's
The-
a lot of collectibles, and there's a lot of stuff to do to get 100% in those games.
yeah. So
but
it's,
none of it's hard.
no, it's just like okay, you can get through the game really fast, but now you got to go like even just the achievements, like
It's like you got to replay every level at least twice just
Yeah.
to get all the things.
just to get all the things. And sometimes it's weird things like if you're Anakin and you killed Count Dooku, they give you an achievement because it's your turn to the dark side. You know, like even if you're just playing with a friend and he's
or if
Count
you're
Dooku.
yeah, if you're small Anakin when you go into that thing and you don't kill the Count Dooku, that's probably an achievement too.
Yeah, there's all these like, and I just love that kind of stuff. There's tons of stuff you can do.
Nice. Okay, so in answer to your earlier concern, is if you come on here and you say you love the Lego games, you're good. You come in here and say you don't like the Lego games, we're kicking your ass.
It's like this whole
Yeah, that's when
this
you're
whole
gonna get shit
podcast
for
gets deleted,
Delete.
which
Delete.
might be good for your Senate race coming up
It
anyway.
might be good, but screw that. I don't care about the Senate. Now the House of Representatives race, that's a different story. All right, my number two.
the Senate.
I am that's what exactly what I was thinking.
Nice.
too.
Number 2, and it just is just because of its classic. It's amazing. I love it. I can go sit and I can play any one of these stinking games now. We're gonna get to talk about some of these things if they belong in this series or not. But that is the Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers 1, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World. I don't care.
Fun
I
fact
love 'em
about
all.
Super Mario Brothers 2.
Super Mario 64 is amazing.
That game was originally released in Japan under the name Doki Doki Panic, and when they released
Yep.
it here in the United States, they actually had to enlarge the players' heads, and they just blocked off with some of the doors with textures, so like they just can't get in there. There's still bits of Doki Doki Panic in that game that you just can't get into because your head's too big and the doors are too small.
Yep.
What?
Yeah,
Straight up.
no joke.
That's a game I can go back to too. Like I still on the Nintendo Switch, we got the old versions of games on there now, and I'll still go back and play regular Super Mario, Super Mario 2, Super Mario 3.
No, I have it on the little NES Classic that we talked about last week. It's great stuff. I've beat all 3 of them since I've had it. I mean, it's incredible.
awesome.
It's so much fun, and they hold up. You know that to me is the mark of a good game. Is you can go back, just like you said. You can go back. You can play it over and over again, no matter how, and still have fun doing it. You know, and just it was awesome. Okay, what's your top video game franchise of all time?
It's already been mentioned. Legend of Zelda.
Zelda. Good call. It's hard to
The
argue.
only
If
Legend
I
of
made a
Zelda.
list, it would be number 2 on mine.
Yeah, the only Legend of Zelda game, which it was still a good game, but I didn't like it as much, was Skyward Sword. And that's
There was
just,
sorry, keep going. I interrupted.
it's just I'm
What's up?
I'm getting old
You're being
now.
mean.
I got bad shoulders. I don't want to have to pretend like I play video games to be lazy. I don't want to have to like swing a sword.
Come on, Nintendo Wii, we're looking
or,
at you.
Or punch, like the
And
whole.
there's a lot of stuff that could have made that game better. Like if you didn't have to be flying around the whole time, if there wasn't all those clouds when you were flying around, if you could see the ground the whole time, I feel like that would make it better. I'm gonna give a shout out to Barry Kramer. He made a whole episode about this, like 30 minutes, called "How About This Game."
Way to go,
And he
Barry.
just kind of goes through and talks about this game would be so much better if they did this. It's a good watch, especially if you're a huge Zelda fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally worth it.
But
Well, like I told you, I've never been a fan of that kind of game, but Zelda made me a fan of it just for their series. I mean,
and
they're incredible.
Have you played Breath of the Wild?
No,
Oh my
I haven't.
god, it's
Oh.
so good.
I want to so bad. I don't have a Switch.
I've
so-
done all the things in that game.
I haven't, and I've played for hundreds of hours, and I have not. But what's fun about it? You just pick it up and just start walking around.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you'll find something within 5 minutes, like a little Korok seed or a little.
Okay, I lied. I
Whatever.
haven't done all the things. I only have like 200 and something Korok seeds. I haven't found all of them.
Yeah, there's what, 1,000?
I think there's 800 and something, and all you get is
Dude.
poop.
Yeah.
You literally get a piece of poop.
So basically,
That's
you're saying
awesome.
you're on Korok seed duty.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. No, we've already talked about Call of Duty. Come on, man.
But it's the best. I think Breath of the Wild is the best Zelda game they've put out. But I mean, I love them all. Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time is incredible.
Just-
oh my gosh. Yeah, we sing that every chance we get,
It's the
just because we
best.
can.
Even all the way back to NES original.
Zelda 2 was kind of weird.
It was weird, but it was still fun. It was
Yeah, because
a
it was
good
more
play.
like a side. It was a side scroller, more of a platforming type deal
Yeah,
than an adventure game.
But I still love them all.
good call.
Number
And
one.
my number one. What's your number one?
Fallout.
We've already just talked about how
I
amazing they
love the Fallout series. I've played every single one of those games except 2 and Tactics, and that's just because they're kind of old. They're different. They're like isometric. They're not the same. But I would like to play them. I just haven't.
are. Okay. Well, and we'll speaking of the old ones, on my number one franchise of all time. I've not played the original one or 2.
Oh, I have. I've played those.
I think I played 2 once.
I actually
or
used to
London
have
or anything like that.
Yeah, I used to have those on CD-ROM. Not
Yep,
anymore.
I
but-
remember that. But it's Grand Theft Auto. I can sit and I can play GTA for hours on end. Like even right now, I could go back. I'll go plug in Grand Theft Auto 3 right now into my Xbox 360 and go play it. Just because that's how much I love them. They're still so much fun. The storylines, they're just characters that you can almost identify with, and they're a hell of fun. And that just like you talked about with Breath of the Wild, you can get in there, you can pick it up, jump in a car, and go do something. Go pick up a hooker. You can go do these little side missions. You can go do whatever. You can go do a race if you just whatever. I mean, it's amazing. And really, I'm talking starting from GTA 3 when it revelized
But I mean,
the third
that's-
person
It was
3D world game.
It's so much different than the ones before that, but it was such a huge game at the time. Still, I mean, anytime a new GTA comes out, people are all over that.
Oh shit, yeah, they are.
GTA 5 is making Rockstar so much
Well,
money.
because of the GTA Online, and I don't even love it for that. The story mode in GTA 5
It was
was
fun. It was
oh my
it was good.
gosh, and it's so in depth. You know what I mean? You get to know these characters. I actually got to meet Stephen Ogg, Trevor. He actually signed my copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. He was just so cool.
Speaking of Rockstar games, I finally finished Red Dead Redemption for the 3rd time today.
100% completion.
Not 100%. I'm at like 70%. But
You got to do that thing that I
I
was
did.
telling you about.
I did that thing you were talking
Okay,
about.
well,
I
we're
did
gonna talk about that
Stranger's
off just
Mission.
to avoid some spoiler alert. But yeah, incredible. Rockstar's just done some amazing stuff. Mainly after they went away from Rockstar San Diego and really started picking up
Okay.
when they moved into the Rockstar North.
Also,
Studios.
Red Dead Redemption, that was a Rockstar San Diego game. I
Red
learned
Dead
that.
Redemption is
Yeah.
wow.
I got credits literally an hour ago.
That's impressive. I had no idea. I thought it was a Rockstar North game.
Nope.
Skinny's
Also,
just
it
looking
was
at us
like,
what the hell you
2
guys
hours-
are
it
doing?
was 2
played
hours ago.
One Grand Theft Auto game, and I don't even remember which one it was. And
Really?
it's not because it doesn't look fun.
They're good. If you like Zelda, I think you'd like them. You
I-
should try them.
It looks fun. I just never.
No,
have.
they're there. It's always a good time.
I would say play 5. You
Yes.
can get it for super cheap. It's fun. It's good.
I'll give
And
it a
see,
try.
what I liked about 5 is they took so much detail and they went into rendering the city of Los Santos, which is Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much detail. I feel like I'm in Los Angeles at certain points. Like I feel like I'm on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. I feel like I'm on Hollywood Boulevard. And I've been to both of these places, so I mean I know what they actually look like, and it's very well done, and it's amazing. Good times. So, anything else y'all want to throw into the video game? Did you ever think of your best game of all time?
Oh gosh, no.
It's like, damn it, I forgot there was a test.
I can think about games that I can go back and play a lot. Like I could go play Mike Tyson's Punch Out whenever, or just Punch Out now because they've changed it. That they don't want to be Mike. But I can play that
Yeah.
game. I can play Tetris whenever.
Well, okay, so like Punch Out and Mike Tyson's Punch Out were 2 different games.
Yeah, they were.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked Mike Tyson's.
It was
Punch-Out
better. Mike Tyson is a much better final boss than.
and he was like
Mr.
freaking
Dream?
Yeah,
impossible
Mr. Dream.
to beat. But then also like I can go back to the Lego games, or I can go back to a Zelda game, and I can play it whenever. There's even some weird games like, I don't know, have you ever played Civilization?
I was gonna shout out Civilization for making 6 of mostly the same game, but they innovate so much from title to title. Those games are so
They're
good.
so cool. Yeah, they were.
And that's another game I can go back and play a lot. But
I've played Civ 5 for probably 120 hours.
oh,
That
yeah,
game's
it's
good.
It's so good. Like to say my favorite game of all time. I don't think I could narrow it down to that.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
There's too many.
All right. Well, good episode, guys. Good video game talk.
It ended up being a long one.
I feel like we've closed the book kind of on video games. So make sure to tune in next week. We're gonna talk about something that's a little close to that time of the year. We're almost to Halloween, so next week we're gonna talk about. And if people bring these up, I'm gonna lose my shit. It's probably not a good week to start the swear jar, but yeah. So we're gonna talk about people in our favorite. What do you want to call them? Scary stories,
Horror
myths,
movies,
legends, things like that.
Just spooky stuff.
Just,
It's gonna be an
some
extra
stuff we're going to get
spooky
into.
episode.
A little spooky to get into some Halloween. Have a good time with that. So come along with us. Special thank you again to Skinny for coming back into the
Wait,
fight.
real quick, but since you're probably not going to be here next week, what are your feelings on candy corn? Because it's really divided on the internet right now.
there are two schools of thought, and both sides hate the other side.
I hate candy corn.
So you're telling me you're on the wrong side. I love
That's exactly
candy
what
corn.
he's telling you. He's on the
I'll
wrong
tell
side.
you what you do with candy corn when you get it. Get it in your hand right after the person gives it to you and throw it back in their face.
So me and my wife bought
My wife.
we bought 2 bags of candy corn just after they put all the Halloween stuff out at Walmart and ate them by ourselves. I ate a whole bag of candy corn by myself.
No, it happens. It's a real thing.
Wait, what about
Candy
circus
corn's good
peanuts?
shit.
Do you like circus peanuts?
Nope.
Nope, I don't like.
Yeah,
circus
I
peanuts
didn't.
either.
Oh, really? Because usually, like people who like candy corn also like circus.
No, I
peanuts.
don't like circus peanuts.
Nope.
My wife
I do.
loves circus
They're
peanuts.
good. My wife.
Damn it!
Fuck you. I got you back.
Wow.
I have a bad experience with circus peanuts, though.
I almost died eating a circus peanut.
I've thrown them up before. They're
Yeah,
not
I
great.
got really sick with it once and forget it. Never again.
No, thank you. No, and what about those peanut butter and the ones that just come in the single wrap? They're like little taffies. They're in the orange and the black wrappers.
No, that's gross too.
I don't even know what you're
The
talking
peanut
about.
butter ones are okay, but
I
the
know,
black ones are
no,
horrible.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know
it's
what
like
I'm
a
talking
no-name
Yeah,
candy.
it's just that generic Halloween candy that you always get from that one house when you're out trick-or-treating.
And it's always like an old person's house.
How do you feel about the old people strawberry candies? Do you like those?
Dude,
Yes.
those are so
Yeah.
good. The hard
Yes.
ones? Oh my gosh.
Do you guys get those from like old people? Like, here's the candy, young
Sometimes.
man.
Dude,
During
nobody
Christmas.
ever bought those things. They just kind of appeared.
Yeah, I don't even know where you buy those. I've looked.
I don't know either, but I got some old people on my route that give them to me.
Okay, we're going to talk about spooky stuff next week. We're also going to talk about some Halloween candies. And
I
want
want to
the
know how
best
Mike and
are.
Trevor feel about Halloween candy and candy corn specifically.
Okay, we'll ask them. We'll ask them. So, but again, thank you to everybody who's come on board. Thank you to our sponsors. Make sure to get out there and hit us up on those social media. If there's somebody you want to give a shout out to, or somebody that you got something here at the end for, get out there. That's I don't even know what the hell I was going to say. At Guys Hiding on. What are you doing?
Trying to turn on your flashlight.
Don't worry about it.
There we go.
Why are you turning on my flashlight? Don't worry about it. At Guys Hiding on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. That is facebook.com/Guys Hiding from Their Wives. Make sure to get those 2 counts up. If anything else, we need to get Alex Wax too. Check out our YouTube page. That's 4 Guys Hiding from Their Wives. And email the show anytime, any day, anywhere. That's 4guyshiding@gmail.com. Again, that's the word 4, not the number 4. So, do you got any?
Quick addendum.
What?
You were asking if we have anything to say. If we get over 2,000 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those things combined,
I forgot about Instagram. We have an Instagram account now. We got to get that going.
I don't quite know what it is, but we can figure it out and put that out there.
Well, you were drunk when you made it. So,
Well, it's still drunk now, so.
the memory recall is there, is it?
But I will wax all of my body except my head. Like anything above my neck, I will not wax. But I will wax anything.
Full body wax?
Yeah,
For 2,000? Oh, man. There you have it. Get that out there.
till next Wednesday,
Okay.
or no, next Saturday. How about that? Because
All right.
from when you guys will hear this.
I've
Okay.
got like 600 deliveries on my route.
You better get some. Get on this. We got to hear this. All right. Anybody that you want to throw into our last segment there, Skinny?
Anyone I want to tell eat a dick?
Dr. Pimple Popper. Eat
No.
a dick. I don't like you. You're gross. You make me gag. Get your shit off YouTube. Only weirdos like it.
Well,
I like it.
what's up, weirdo? Okay, you got anybody you want to hit one with?
No.
None of those 600 deliveries on your route.
I was gonna say any of them that I did have a possibility, a real world possibility of hearing this. So I need to be a little more selective for next
Okay,
time.
all right. Think on that. Hit us up. We'll get you there. And for me, American Express, eat a dick,
Yeah, eat a dick, American Express.
and leaving your AirPods at home when you go to work. Yeah, that can eat a big freaking fat dick. That's all I got to say about that. But for Alexander the Great, for Mr. Crackhead Titty himself, Skinny P, I am your host, Big Ben. Thanks for joining us. See you next week. Peace.